So we're out on the garage in this fine overcast day out here in Hutto, Texas. And we're going to touch on the Tusk DSport tires a bit. So we're almost at 1/4 inch of knob depth on the stock Bridgestones. These are about 5/8 of an inch on the rear tire. It's not bad. And a smidge under 1/2 inch on the front tire knob. So that's kind of what you're playing with the Tusk DSports. We're about to take this bad boy out for a street review and kind of get a general impression. So at any rate, let's gear up and put this to a hands-on test. And also we will be doing a dirt review on these. Well, sand, hard pack, and some gravel and rock, and a smidge of mud. And we'll do a full comprehensive review, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So far, remember to hit that subscribe button and like the video, or if you don't, I also accept harsh criticism in the comment section, and I take payment in attaboys. We'll see you here in a few minutes. Alrighty, we're back. We're gonna take this tire review from the theoretical to the practical. So let's give this bike a little run out real fast. Goodness, still on bright. So one thing to bear in mind with the Tusk DSport is they don't come in the stock sizes of 100/80/21 and 120/80/18. So the 90/90/21 rides about 1/4 inch higher on, well, sidewall, and you've added about another 1/4 inch, so you've added about 1/2 inch to the front, and the rear is 1/2 inch taller in sidewall, and you've also added about 3/4 inch on the tire at knob. So the bike does ride pretty much about 1 inch taller all around. If you're already having issues with the WR250R for being on the short side, then this might be the time that you might be interested in doing the factory lowering, which lowers it about 3/4 inch. And I've already got the C Concepts low seat, so I can tolerate the extra height. Tusk DSports unbalanced. Right now, I'm probably doing about 70, and the bike has like a shimmy to it. I'm gonna try and capture it. I don't think balancing really does its yeah, it has kind of like a side-to-side shimmy and wander to it. Well, that's an uncomfortable feeling. Seems to be fairly well planted in the turns. I'm not really comfortable leaning it over very far because it does feel like this tire kind of has soft knobs. And if you've ridden the Kinda 270s, the exterior knobs have a tendency to flex.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, honestly, I'm not very comfortable leaning this thing far over. I'll try and get more aggressive with it. This wobble, you know, it's funny, these tires are modeled after the Dunlop 606, and the front feels just like the 606, where you get over 70 miles an hour and it just starts shimmying back and forth. Very disconcerting feeling. Not enjoying that. The thing we out here is pretty much dry. It rained a little bit, so it's not hot. So maybe we'll revisit this after I put in the balancing group, but I'm not sure I'd feel really enthusiastic about doing 50 miles on this front tire. See if we can get it. After turning it, the shimmy actually gets worse. Goodness. This actually rides a lot like a D606. Let's see if I can get this thing at top speed real quick. Looks like we're tapping out here. Yeah, basically I have like, I'm going to try and get a good shot of what it's like. It kind of feels like the bike's doing this. And actually it looks like the bike's doing this on a regular basis. And we have semi-calm winds. I mean, we're looking about 6 miles an hour. Coming out of northeast. So I don't know. The rear doesn't really feel like anything particularly good or bad. It feels a little vague. The front is a little bit frightening. We'll do a quick 0 to 60 and see how we do. but a bit of a spoiler is I was not very impressed with the dirt performance of the front tire. The back was adequate. Oh wow. This thing is just deflecting in the gravel. Ugh. And as I brake, it gets worse. Alright. Doesn't seem like it's too muddy this time. Oh, yeah, we got some mud here. Oh, yeah. Tractor's right out of it, unlike the 302. I will say the back thing, the back tire on this has a pretty good amount of grip. I mean, at 26 PSI, it's wanting to step out a smidge on this gravel. But I don't feel terrible about it. I would say I would definitely recommend this. I would say it's even possibly a little bit better than the 606 it tries to mimic. Alright, that's no trespassing. I kind of missed that. That was a nice little ride by the river. So here's State Cemetery. Okay. Shallow McClutchin Cemetery. We'll get a little shot of this because I've never really stopped at this sign and bothered to observe it. So, dates from 1848, Nelson Moray, Josiah Taylor, stores in the area. Huh. Back tire definitely has some good grip for braking. So yeah, I will say the back tire on this, at least on gravel roads, feels pretty good. It's letting go a little bit, but that's to kind of be expected on gravel like this. I'm just not comfortable pushing it harder because the front feels like it wants to step out. Fair enough. Honestly, I feel more lateral grip on a akin to 760. Yes, look at that deflection though. And I'm not giving it any sort of like real input. I'm just letting the bike do its thing. So, kind of like as I will mention the dirt section, I use the IRC TR8 as kind of like your middle of the road dual sport tire. It's closest to a TKC 80, so imagine both those tires pretty much the same tire. The IRC is a slightly softer compound, slightly better than dirt, and TKC 80 is slightly better than the road, but they both wear it really quick. Neither of them perform stellarly in the dirt or the road, but they provide adequate traction. Relatively stable. You can ride it in the dirt, you can ride it in the mud, you can ride it in the sand with middling success. But like every tire for what you're looking for, you should have like a measuring stick tire that's kind of like a jack of all trades, master at none. Like on an adventure bike, it'd be the Shinko 804, 805 set. It's adequate in almost every situation and doesn't excel in really any situation. That be like an IRC TR8.
We're back. So let's get some impressions of this tire. So that loop right there is about a 7-8 mile, well actually no, that's about a 10 mile-ish loop, if memory serves me right. No, let's say between 7 and 10 miles. So these tires seem to hold up under me trying to abuse them on the road a bit. Still have a good leading edge. I can tell I did give it a little bit of beans there. So we do have some evidence of knob flex, and we did manage to get out, step out kind of out of the comfort zone a bit. I don't have wet highway here to compare. So when it comes to dry street, I'd give this tire like a 4. It does feel like it's a bit vague. It does feel like it has a bit of squirm. In the gravel, I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. Now this front, we pushed it a little bit harder, so we took it, you know, a little bit out of the middle. No evidence of cupping or any strange wear. Quite honestly, I want to chuck this thing in the bin. I don't like how unstable it feels on the road. I don't want to take this to work and back on 124 miles. I mean, maybe the windshield ought to calm it down, but it's not an issue of balancing. The bike was tracking straight. If you go back to my RM125 Night Rider video, that was a bike on Kenda 760s with full weight rim locks. And the thing was absolutely frightening to ride, and it had an up-down oscillation practically running me off the road. 50 miles per hour was about as fast as I could take it. We got this thing up to, I'm guessing, mid-70s. Just that uncomfortable shimmy. I don't feel good about it. And I don't mean to dog the tire. I'm sure Tusk puts a lot of work into this. But the Dunlop D606 has the same issue. Granted, it's twice the price, but D606 is also rubbish on the road. I'd give this just out of feeling of comfort. And I've put about 50, 55, 56 miles on these tires. I've given them a decent enough run in. I'd give this on the road 1.5 stars out of 5. And in the gravel, with all of that deflection and still that uncomfortable shimmy, 1 star. That little bit of mud, it actually hooked up on the side pretty well. So in the mud, I'd be generous and give it a 2. At least it felt like it was going to hold in the mud. But that's not saying much. So we're going to review the dirt footage and kind of get a comparison. But as it stands, I'm going to do a long-term review on this rear tire. I think we've got treasure there. And as far as this front tire is concerned, I think we've got trash there. I'm probably going to replace this with a K760 or an MT21 just to impersonate all the rest of the Yamaha guys that ride these 250s and swear by the 606 MT21 combo. I'm not feeling this tire. So, at any rate, we'll be back and we'll do the dirt portion of this. And hopefully you guys will get a little bit of useful information. In the meantime, have a good one. I tell you what, this tire definitely looks the part though. Like, it does look dang aggressive. I mean, it looks the part. But, yeah, I think this one's going to be a hard pass.